spot on me and like to get it poppin'. But these bitches in my business come me out to choosing violence. If you see me out in public, you don't know me, keep it silent. In the bedroom, I be screaming, but outside I keep it quiet.
It is currently 8:45 in the morning. It's the day after Christmas. I did not post my December TBR. I'm going to talk about the books that I read in December because it was kind of a lot. I'm kind of proud of how much I read. So I'm gonna talk about it because low-key, I don't remember how many books it was, but I'm gonna go look and talk about those, give my haul, all of that. To start off, I'm gonna go through my December reads. Beware, we all know I have a terrible memory and I do not remember anything about the books that I read. I just know that I read them. So I will be using Goodreads to get the descriptions because if not, I'm gonna get it wrong or I'm gonna mess up. But anyways, the first book I read was Not in a Billion Years. I finished it on December 2nd. I don't remember when I started it, but that's when I finished it. It is by Camilla Isley, and apparently it's like a rom-com, I guess. It's the main character. Her name is Blake Avery. She's like a fitness influencer, and she opened a gym. And then there's another man, and what was his name? It was like Gabriel something. I don't remember his last name, but I know that Gabriel Mercer. And he was already like big. He has like gyms that are aimed more towards men, while Blake's is aimed more towards everyone. It's like all inclusive, but Gabriel's is like strictly hardcore rough. Anyways, Blake did an interview. She kind of dissed him, and then he went to go check her about it, but he thought Blake was a man. So he went into it thinking, oh, well, Blake must be this strong man. He must be whatever. He thinks he could talk about me. I'm gonna go do something about it. Come to find out, Blake is a girl. He starts to fall for her. She doesn't want anything to do with him, and then eventually they fall in love. It's a roller coaster of things. It was a cute book in my opinion. I think I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. It was an easy read. It was really simple. I liked it for the most part. It was cool. The next book I had was Nightbane, and I have the physical book. I just don't want to go to my bookshop and go get it. But that was by Alex Astor. It was the second book in the Lightlark series. If you read Lightlark, then you already know. If you saw my last video, you saw my review on it. It was amazing. Nightbane is like the second half of Lightlark. Like, it picks up exactly where Lightlark finished off, and oh my god, that book had so many twists, so many roller coasters, because it would go from present day to a flashback. Because if you read the last book, then you know what Grimm did to Isla, and so the flashbacks are like undoing what he did, I guess, because she's, you know, it's cool. It goes from present day to past and back and forth and back and forth. And the last 10 pages of that book, oh my god, I read that book in class and I sat there and was just like, what is going on? What do you mean? Like, I finished that book. I posted it on my book account and I was like, just to have Alex post it on her story, and I'm like, okay, you put it on your story, but like, you didn't give me no ending. I need book 3 right now, today. It was amazing. I'm pretty sure I gave that book a 4 out of 5. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I loved it so much. Next book was Love Quest by Camilla Isley. This was like, okay, if you saw my last video when I put Love Theorem, the characters in that book show up in Love Quest. I feel like every book by Camilla Isley, like, she will have cameos of her characters from past books in the new books that you're reading, and it's really cool. But if you read Love Theorem, then you know that Summer has a twin. Summer is the best friend that slept with Lana's boyfriend. Summer has a twin. Her twin's name is Winter. Winter is on Lana's side, and she stopped talking to Summer because of what Summer did to Lana. Anyways, this book is about Winter, and it surrounds her. And if you read the last book, then you know Winter is a photographer. She goes all around the world and does all this cool stuff, but she's a photographer, and this is her on one of her expeditions. She's with an archaeologist. They're looking for a lost city of gold, and like the crew that she's with, it's all men, and the male main character, his name is Logan. He's the archaeologist. He's been like, his life's work has been trying to find the city of gold or whatever. Bro, he's been looking for that island. That was like his life's work because of some past experience with the ex that he had. It was crazy. Anyways, him and Winter, he does not like Winter at first because she's the only woman, and like all of his men are like trying to get her. They're like, oh well, it's a woman, so obviously they're gonna all go after her. He hated her from the beginning, and then he got to know her a little bit, and then eventually they fall for each other, and a whole bunch of stuff happens. They get held captive. It's crazy, but it's a cute story. It was cute. I thought it was cute, at least. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. It wasn't really memorable, but it was enjoyable. It was cute. It was Next book I read was Stuck With You by Amy Brown. And this book started off crazy. First of all, I don't know what it is with me in books where it's like they start off marrying someone or engaged and then they break up and get someone new, but that's what this book was basically. The main character, her name is Jade. She had a terrible boyfriend. His name was Connor. Like, the book starts off at her birthday party, and he didn't have a gift for her, so he just on the spot, oh, will you marry me? All because he didn't have a gift. He never got her a ring. He wanted to be a doctor, so he's leaving Portland, going to Boston to go back to his real life, because apparently Jade was just a summer fling for him. So he basically just, like, when he left to go to Boston to start his residency, I think that's the term for his residency, he just basically ignored her, stopped calling her. He was cheating. Like, he was a terrible person. He was a terrible person from the beginning. They only been together for like 2 or 3 months, and then he proposed. Who does that? Like, who does that? Anyways, Jade works at a bar. There's this guy and his friend who come to the bar. It's Mercy and River. River has had a crush on Jade this entire time, but never spoke on it. And then he finds out that Jade is engaged to Connor, and he's like, oh, well, they shouldn't be together. He's wrong, whatever. And Connor, being the douche that he is, before he goes to Boston, he goes to River and he's, oh, I'm gonna be gone, so I need you to basically babysit Jade. Call me if there's a real issue. Don't let any other dude talk to her, whatever. So River, he's like, I'm not agreeing to that. That's a terrible thing. Why would you ask me to do that? Eventually, him and Jade hang out. He tells Jade about it. They start to spend a lot of time together, become friends, and then eventually they fall in love. It was so cute, so sweet, and they get together in the end. The epilogue was so cute. I loved it so much. It was a good book. I give this one a 4 out of 5, simply because it was cute and I liked it, and I was glad that Jade got with a better man, because Connor was a jerk. God, he sucked. Next book was Love Notes by Amy Brown. Amy Brown also does what Camilla Isley does and what lots of authors do, obviously, duh, Asia. But she'll have characters in the last book and they'll make cameos in the other books that you're reading. So I just said Mercy and River were friends who came to the bar all the time that Jade worked at. Love Notes is surrounded around Mercy. Mercy is the main character. She doesn't believe in love. She's like sworn off men. She really just, she had a terrible past. Her dad sucked. He was a dealer when she was a kid, and he ended someone in front of her, and so she was traumatized her entire life because of that. He went to jail. He was in jail for 22 years. He never really paid attention to her, never really did anything for her. He wasn't a good dad. And then he randomly sends her a letter saying that he's eligible for parole, I think, so he can get out of jail, but he still has like probation and all of that. And he sends her a letter like, oh, I know I've never done anything for you, but I've got some issues with people in here and I'm getting out and they don't know you. They don't know where you live. So let me live with you so they can't get me. Yeah. Anyways, Mercy has a brother. She goes to her brother because they have the same dad but a different mom. Anyways, the brother adopted her when she was a kid and like got her out of foster care and everything because her dad sucked. They deal with that, but that's like a subplot, I guess. Anyways, Mercy doesn't believe in love. There's a guy, his name is Brooks Hudson, covered in tattoos. He has a kid, she's 6. Him and Mercy had a thing back in the day. When Brooks found out that he was gonna have his kid, he left his wife then, because he was married, and then he divorced her. I guess he left her, found Mercy. Him and Mercy had a fling, and then they just stopped, and neither one of them know why they stopped, but they stopped with their fling, and now they've met again years later. They fall in love again, but this time they decide, oh, we're gonna do it right. It's not just gonna be a fling. We're gonna go on dates. It's gonna be a real relationship. That's what it ends up being. It's so cute. I like this story. I gave it a 4 out of 5. Again, I give a lot of stories 4 out of 5. If it's cute, it helps my attention. 4 out of 5. I liked it. The other book I read, King of Wrath. That is the first book in the Kings of Sin series. It is by Anna Huang. Let me tell you, this book. I'm not giving no spoilers, but Dante is a very powerful rich man. He's a billionaire. So obviously it's a billionaire romance. He has a younger brother who is named Luca. Luca gets into a situation where Vivian's dad blackmails Dante into marrying his daughter Vivian, because he's like, oh, well, I have these pictures of your brother. If I turn these pictures in, your brother's gonna die. So either you marry my daughter or your brother dies. And they go about it like it's an arranged marriage. Dante cannot stand Vivian at first. He hates her because he hates her dad, and then he slowly starts to open up and develop a soft spot for her. They fall in love. It is so cute, but Vivian doesn't know about the blackmail. She just thinks that her parents are like, oh, well, we gave you time to find someone suitable and you didn't, so we picked someone for you. She just thinks it's an arranged marriage. Dante knows it's only because of the blackmail. He doesn't tell her. He falls in love with her, and then he's like, I need to tell her. But the whole time that they were falling in love or in this engagement, he's been trying to find a way to get rid of all of the blackmail and take down her father's company, like leave them flat broke, blacklist them, ruin the dad's life because he tried to blackmail Dante, and Dante's like, I don't play like that. You tried me, now I'm gonna end you. And eventually, near the middle/end of the book, it's like, okay, now he can finally take down the dad. So he gives the go-ahead, take him down, and now he has to figure out how to tell Vivian. Vivian found out about the blackmail without Dante telling her, so it kind of like backfires on him, and now there's this big situation. He has to get her to fall back in love with him or like forgive him so that they can get back together. That's a whole thing. Really, I really liked the book. I think I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. I really liked it. It was really good. I'm currently reading the second book in the series, King of Pride, which has some characters from King of Wrath, but it's focused on like the main character is a character that was mentioned in the last book, obviously. This is really good so far. After King of Wrath, I read Can't Take My Eyes Off You. That is another book by Amy Brown. The main character is named Berkeley, and her boyfriend is named William Adler. They got together when they were 15. They've been together for 7, almost 8 years. Berkeley's family is like a regular family. She said that they were kind of poor when she grew up, but now they're like average or middle class, I guess. And Will's family has been rich his entire life. So the entire time Berkeley and Will have been together, Will's parents have been trying to break them up because they're like, oh, you're wealthy and you're with someone who's below us. You don't need to be with her. We're going to find you somebody more suitable. They've broken them up. one time before. They keep trying to break them up and put him with another girl who's rich, and he doesn't want her. He wants Berkeley. Anyways, a reality show comes along, and his family is like, oh, well, we want to be on the show. I think it's like PDX Royals, like Portland Royals, and it's just like, it follows them like any other reality show because they're rich and it's all their drama or whatever. Will takes the show because his family and the producers and everything convinced him, oh, this will do you good, Berkeley will understand, you'll make your own money, you won't have to depend on your parents. And so he takes the show, but him being on the show changes him for the negative, like really, really bad, and him and Berkeley break up. He has a contract with the show for 2 years. That goes downhill. He does not end up well. So they're breaking up, and then he signs another contract to be on the show again, and at this point everything has gone downhill. Him and Berkeley have broken up, so now he's an alcoholic. Everything is just bad for him. He goes to rehab, comes back. It's like 3 years later. He's trying to get Berkeley back, show her that he's changed. It's really cute. It's really sweet. I like the book. I give it a 4.5 out of 5. It was cute, easy read. I finished it in like 2 days. Yeah, it was cool. But those were all of my December reads.